Oh, 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 es geht los. Call of Duty.
The time is finally here. Welcome to the multiplayer reveal for Call of Duty Vanguard. I'm Greg Reisdorf, the multiplayer creative director at Sledgehammer Games. At Reveal, we saw the rise of Special Forces team, and now we've had our first technical test of Vanguard out in the wild, the Champion Hill Alpha. Our team is hyper-focused on key data points coming out of that test, and thank you for all the valuable feedback.
And we are hyper-focused on money.
We will show you our vision of the multiplayer experience for Call of Duty Vanguard. On our last project, we brought the Brotherhood of World War II soldiers to life in a more traditional approach, which was a great experience. For Vanguard, we're taking liberties and risks to deliver something completely fresh, new, and fun. But first, let's watch the world premiere of Call of Duty Vanguard Multiplayer.
Multiplayer. Dann gucken wir uns das mal an hier. Aha. Erstmal immer Kopf nicht geben, ne?
Warriors, saboteurs, assassins.
Oh, das sieht ja aus wie Takeo.
Each one with an axe to grind, and when we turn them loose, you better believe they're coming out swinging.
So ein Baseballschläger aufs Maul. So ein Mini-Panzer. Ja, viel Action. Trailer konnten ja immer machen, ne? Aber ich finde das mit dem ganzen Blut und so ganz gut. So muss ja Zweiter Weltkrieg sein, ne?
Can't see the enemy!
Boah, was ich nice finde, ist, dass so eine große Variation auf Maps, ne? Mal japanische Maps, deutsche Maps, russische Maps, das ist nice. Ja, ja, Gameplay wird ja gleich gezeigt, so, ne? Also erstmal nur der Trailer. Der sieht ja echt aus wie Takeo. Guck dir das mal an, der sieht doch echt aus wie er.
Pre-order now and get early access to the open beta. Digital pre-orders get instant access to the Night Raid, Mastercraft and Black Ops.
Das war Dempsey, oder? War das echt Dempsey?
Such amazing work that the team's been able to do, and we're thrilled to have that trailer out in the wild. Our multiplayer team is putting players in the shoes of a globally
Dann
diverse
könnt ihr
cast. We focus on Special Forces operators that are untraditional, gritty anti-heroes from every front of the war. We've also focused on our down-the-barrel experience to bring you brute force weaponry that devastates your enemies and world around you. Today, I have the pleasure of sitting down with some of my colleagues I haven't seen in over a year, and some folks that I've never met before in real life. Our conversations today will be broken down into 4 different sections. We're going to talk about our day 1 offering for multiplayer. We're going to go in-depth into gameplay. We're going to talk to our art directors about Vanguard's unique look and take on World War II. We're going to talk to our narrative team about how they brought our operators to life. And we have some special guests from Beanox and Raven. Plus, following the stream, we've invited some of your favorite creators to play Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer, so stick around,
nice.
we're just getting started.
Nice, nice.
Well, let's talk about some multiplayer.
Sounds good.
So we have 20 total maps in the game.
We do.
16 of them that are working with core, and they're across all locations, and they're Western Front, Eastern Front, North Africa, as well as the Pacific.
Nordafrika.
And then the 4 maps that comprise Champion Hill, which is Airstrip, Market, Courtyard.
Aber das hatten wir schon lange nicht mehr, dass so gleich am Anfang 16 6 vs 6 Maps sind, ne? Nicht mal Black Ops 3 und so hatte das. Nur die alten CODs hatten so viele 6 gegen 6 Maps. Das freut mich.
And when you think about the player experience too, let's say you finish a match on Gavutu and you just came from the Pacific Theater, and then the next map that loads up is Desert Siege, and now you're in North Africa. So you're just hopping all over the globe.
So we just finished up Alpha. That was the first technical test of Vanguard. And starting today, you can preload for the beta, which has Champion Hill that everybody can now experience, as well as 4 new maps.
Yeah, that's what I'm super excited about. It's Core MP for the first time, so it's Red Star, Hotel Royale.
Ja, aber die Maps an sich sehen schon nice aus jetzt, so wie ich das sehe. Die Maps sehen schon echt nice aus.
And then we also have combat pacing. So you can now experience this huge range from tactical combat all the way up to blitz combat across those modes that are in the beta. It's such a different experience between when you're playing with blitz and tactical as well, because when you're playing blitz, it's just no holds barred, you're going. Tactical is a lower player count, so we're actually increasing the time to engagement in there, and every shot matters. You're able to play with it in the filter system, so within quick match play, you're able to be like, oh, I prefer tactical.
I'm going to be doing blitz. I remember when we were just first talking about
das ist gut, so ein Filter, ne? So entweder du willst viele Spieler oder weniger Spieler.
But having a map the size of Red Star feel like Shipment, if you're having that level of combat pacing, is what's really fun, because it's different map by map.
It's so much fun to just go in and you're not even worried when you're getting killed, because you just get killed and respawn and kill someone else constantly. It's amazing.
Diese Map hier ist, wie heißt das, so aus dem hier Dritten Reich da so. Also früher da, ne, die NS-Zeit und so.
Essentially the moving hardpoint that's moving around the map on this track. You're going and you're taking it, and as people play it more and more and discover new strategies around it, like there's play the patrol point.
Die Map sieht nice aus, so es regnet und so, das sieht cool aus.
Point is moving no matter how many people from your team are on it. So if you're truly, playing as a team, you're going to have people behind the patrol point, in front of it, really locking down those lanes. That mode is bringing so much more than we've ever had, and you're also exploring the entire map.
Ja, Mann, Jungle.
Playing with other players in these maps, being able to go into, clans. They're coming into the game, they're a
Clans sind wieder da, nice!
You can pair up with your buddies and
Die Clans von früher. Das freut mich, ey. Man wollte die ganze Zeit Clans zurück. Wann war Clans zuletzt drin? In Ghost oder so? Ja, du kannst so einen Clan gründen und dann gegen andere Clans kämpfen und so. Mit Turnieren und so, Clankriege und so. Und du kannst im Clan aufleveln und dann kannst du Sachen freischalten und so. Oh, bist du hier im Discord? Ja. Ja, komm, Discord. Oder ich komm TS. Nee, aber dann TS kommen dann wieder Leute rein und so.
It's exciting for me because now I can finally play with my cousin in Toronto, who's a PC player, and I'm going to play on my PS4
nee,
at home.
Das war ja nur, wie heißt das? So deine eigenen. Ja, auch, ja. Aber jetzt kannst du ja das so richtig organisieren und so.
We're so excited to have Call of Duty Vanguard launch. The team has done a phenomenal job. I can't thank them enough for all of the effort they've put in. The most content day one. It's gonna be great.
Also mit Clans, da freue ich mich drauf. Clans ist richtig nice.
Let's go. We're here to talk about gameplay. So this is reactive environments, movement and footsteps, create a class, weapons.
Ja, genau, wie Elite früher. Wie der Clan-Krieger und alles. Aber lass mal kurz hier gucken. Also, mir gefällt, was ich gerade sehe. Ja, ja, YouTube gerade. Clans wollten so viele Leute zurückhaben, das freut mich, ey. Ja, ja, Clans, Cross-Gen, alles nice.
How you want to do things, which really allows for a lot of freedom.
That's right. When you're taking cover
YouTube,
behind
Activision,
something,
glaube
they
ich.
can
Oder Call of
also
Duty, ich
flesh you
glaube
out.
Call of Duty.
You start seeing this stuff just start getting shredded.
Ach so, ja, ich
Mount
mach
on top
Discord
of these
laut, so, jetzt hört man ihn.
I love sliding into cover and either mounting on the side, mounting on the top, blind firing over the top.
Blind Firing wird auch eine nice
Option.
Option. So, du schießt einfach so um die Umgebung und weißt gar nicht, ob da jemand ist oder nicht so. Blind Fire.
You can ADS and go into mount. So when you're near something, you're going to go into mount every time you do that. But if you're in cover behind it, your gun's going to come up.
Oh,
and now you're
das ist
actually in a
nice.
state where you
Da haben sich echt Gedanken gemacht um neue Features.
You get a little peek over the piece of cover that you're on, and you're now able to move back and forth across that, fire. You get the hip fire spread, and then once you see somebody coming, you can actually go right back into mount and
Ja,
transition
das gab's in
between
MW nicht. Diese Funktion fand ich in Alpha auch richtig gut, dass man auch bei Mountain sich bewegen konnte. Boah, die japanische Map sieht echt nice aus.
Ja, die Maps sehen tatsächlich nicht schlecht aus.
Und 16 Maps gleich am Anfang, ey, das hatten wir schon lange nicht mehr in COD. Da hast du echt viel Variation. Oh, hier, die...
Ich bin auf die CDL-League, also ich bin auf die League auch gespannt, was da jetzt so kommt. Gerade auch dadurch, dass ja ein paar Sponsoren weggefahren sind.
And even with this idea of combat pacing around those structures, like we have tactical combat pacing where now destruction just matters so much more when there's a lower player count and it's so much more intimate. And then you go into something like Blitz, which is just crazy amounts of players in there, and those maps completely change based on how that combat pacing is flowing throughout every playlist that you're going into and those modes even.
Jetzt habe ich verstanden, okay.
Gut,
we
und
have a
selbst?
caliber system as well, which interacts with these destructive environments. And so you're able to now go caliber up or caliber down.
Ah, schön. Oh, Pick 10 wieder,
The
nice.
heavier the caliber, the more it's going to change the look
Also
of
nicht
the
viel.
walls.
Ja, Black Ops 2 hat es zuerst gemacht.
Increasing the caliber does increase the damage the bullet does. So we're kind of moving away from this concept of protecting rate of fire and damage. We're letting the players control it.
Oh, die Map sieht aber auch nice
We have
aus.
created a class in the game, and we're building on what was done in Modern Warfare 2019.
You got your primary weapon, secondary weapon, 3 perks, lethals, and tacticals.
It's about choices and about the player having choices. Within Create a Class, there's so much going on in there. We have the gunsmith system coming back. We have caliber system, ammo types, 10 attachments.
Kalibersystem, ui. Du kannst auch noch verschiedene Kaliber auf deiner Waffe
The
tun.
thing about 10 attachments is that we were able to make it so
Das
that
hatten wir
some of the
nicht.
attachments are much stronger than the other attachments.
Das hat er eben
So
auch
you have a
schon
lot
gesagt,
more
dass sie damit
options.
eher die
Kind of taking
Waffen
our
früher heben
30-ish
wollen, ne?
guns
Das ist
and
echt
bringing it all
nice.
the way up to over
Das
100
ist so
because
sehr-
you can tailor them to whatever you want them to be.
So schön. Oh,
And then it's still
Takeo, ey.
familiar with the perks, the 3 perk slots, and you can actually modify those and get some modifications around some of the other core gameplay pieces. And with these weapons and with this caliber system, there's so much in there to be able to use. We have certain perks that are dedicated to it.
Yeah, you might choose an
Am Ende
LMG
kommt noch dann hier,
and then
wo
try to
Content
combine
Creator gegeneinander
perks for
spielen mit
close
Live-Gameplay.
range to make it so much more like an SMG, but with that
Das können wir uns
power
auch noch
and the
angucken.
ammo size that the LMGs are bringing. Or you might go the completely other way. Lean into our new mounted movement.
Ja, dieses Mounting,
So
das
you
sieht
can
so nice
slide
aus,
around
dieses
the
Blind
cover.
Firing.
You might equip it with Piercing Vision as one of your perks, your perk 2. That allows you to actually highlight people through walls that you've suppressed. Suppression is a
Das
new
Mounting
mechanic
sieht echt
that
gut aus.
slows people down.
And with that, like that is going to give us the most tactical experience you've ever had in Call of Duty.
Yeah, we're trying a lot of risky things, allowing players to tune things like damage and rate of fire, but we're committed to figuring out the right values there, making
Boah,
a balanced game.
da hast du echt so viele Möglichkeiten, die Waffe anzupassen. Ey, da muss man echt gucken, was ist die beste Option.
Players a version of Call of Duty, a flavor of it that they
Das ist
haven't
wirklich
tried before.
taktisch
It is
spielen.
truly the most immersive Call of Duty experience I've ever
Ja.
played. And we're
Das
in
wird ja
this
auch sehr,
together. We're
sehr
in it
interessant dann
with
für die
the
CDL,
community.
ne? Wie man das
We're
dann
there
dort, was man da
getting
beschränkt, was man
feedback
nicht
from them,
beschränkt, wie
all
man
of
das
these
aufbaut.
elements, and
das
we
GA
wanna
sein
make
wird.
it the
Ja,
best
genau.
for everyone.
So, ob da jeder mit Kaliber 7 rumlaufen wird, wer weiß. Oh, Next-Gen Tech.
On this project, I feel like the collaboration between creative direction, design, and art, there was a lot more cohesion. And so we've grown together in such a way where we can have these great conversations.
It's about stepping out of our comfort zone a little bit. On the last project, we took on the brotherhood of the soldiers. It was a very traditional look at it. This game in Vanguard, it's a fresh look. We wanted something fresh, and we wanted to get into that anti-hero.
This time around, we kind of dug deeper and we tried to understand what the soldiers were going through. And it changes the way that they walk, it changes the way that they talk, even the way they would dress and how they would stand. It had to be somebody that was real and somebody that we felt that, like, I want to be that person. I want to play that person. I kind of see myself in that person. I think that that was big too, right? Like,
so who's your favorite character?
When I saw Daniel Yatsu, I thought to myself, hey, you know what? I want to be that character because that character kind of feels like me, you know? And I think that's huge.
I just love that our game, we're taking a character-centric approach. You actually have a roster.
Yeah, you get to learn more about them.
Yeah, it makes me want to play every character.
And they all have different looks as well, that have their personalities in them.
The character team has done a lot of great work to recreate, you know, all the materials and things like that. I mean, they dress the mannequin as the exact character, they scan it there, and then they virtualize the authentic gear.
Echt gut gemacht.
The same thing happens within the maps as
oh, der Gore ist auch wieder mit drin. Hier Beine fliegen weg, Arme, Köpfe und so. Das ist nice.
Ja, ist das auch eine deutsche Variante?
Ja, ist ja überall
typically start with a block mesh of a map and try to figure
Ja,
out
es gibt
how
ja so
we
ein paar
can
Sachen, so,
get photogrammetry assets to
die
match
Deutschland
that
safe
block mesh. We
nicht
tried it
uncut
the other way
werden.
around on
Mal
this
schauen.
one. And that would really
Ja, es gibt ja so
capture
Zeichen in Deutschland. weißt du?
Ja, ich glaube, das wird das Spiel, glaube ich, nicht haben. Deswegen, dass man es überall haben kann.
You know, it feels like a real place. It also helps with the tone because when something feels more realistic, you take it more seriously.
Yeah.
You know, and when you want to be immersed, you don't want to be pulled out by something that feels artificial.
And there's so many other things that we've done to this engine. Like, we've done a lot with foliage that's in our Pacific maps.
Just speaking of simple things like foliage, the way that the light hits the leaves and then like bleeds and then shines through makes it feel more realistic.
We've been using some new software techniques to generate simulations for really windy situations where the palm trees are colliding with each other, and it really makes the map have this energy to it.
All of those atmospherics, like the Battle of Berlin.
Oh, diese Nachtmap sieht nice aus.
These maps have so much weather going on, and it's been exceptional to see it in the game.
Neo-epic lens is something we're looking at game-wide. We want to add that new, fresh, badass
Aber es ist wahrscheinlich alles Next-Gen-Footage.
setting.
Ja, PS5-mäßig, ne?
Yeah, with the art team,
Ey, diese
we talked
Sonnenuntergänge.
about what's the thing that's going to set us apart from the previous game that we made together. And so we talked a lot about the contemporary lens. And that's where the whole Neo aspect comes. Neo-noir, it's a new, evolved version of film noir movies. So Epic is its own type of movie. We wanted to take cues from the great epics of the past and add a Neo rebirth to it. A lot of that has to do with composition of the
die Map sieht auch nice aus.
the types of environments that we pick to play in, the palette, the color. A lot of it has to do with the tone.
Welche meinst du jetzt von den ganzen?
Die eine Schneemap am Tag war nice, die japanische auch. Also alles sieht so gut aus, ey.
All the content that we had
Die
to
japanische, die Bäume
do,
und
we
so mega
needed
realistisch
the
getroffen.
rendering, we
Ja.
needed engineering,
Oh, das macht
we
Bock,
needed
das wird Bock
the
machen.
effects, the lighting, the whole team. We needed studio in Melbourne to get it looking super awesome.
Also alles nur dank der
in a way
Modern
that we can
Warfare
deliver
Engine, das ist echt
the
gut.
best COD game we can do.
We have a cast of characters. Those characters also come over into multiplayer.
We took the personalities from our campaign and brought them to the wild, exaggerated, crazy world of MP.
Sweet revenge!
We have 12 operators at launch, 6 in the beta, all from different walks of life.
What is bringing those characters together in campaign?
Captain Butcher, who's a returning character from Call of Duty World War II. He's back. He's got a much larger role now. We needed a character when we went to Special Forces.
Ne, 6 in der Beta und fertig. Ja, und dann wird ja immer mehr dazu kommen, ne?
Ja, aber von Anfang an 12.
Das ist echt gut, ja.
And he puts them together and he sends them into these incredibly dangerous situations.
Sometimes you need a job done. That's when you call the professionals.
So these special operation task forces that we have, the SOTFs, what are these?
That's the whole notion of multiplayer, is that this is Butcher forming these teams. You know, they do feel like ragtag people pulled from all over the world to form these awesome squads of elite soldiers.
So when you unlock one of these operators, you get that moment to learn more about their backstory. Melinda, do you have a favorite one of those?
I do. My favorite is for Solange, who is Dutch Aruban, and she was plucked from her everyday life.
Ja, das ist echt gut gemacht, so Gesichtsanimation und so.
And I think what's interesting is with our characters, we also not only touch on people who fought on the front lines, we touch on people that fought
die Charaktere und so, das könnt ihr echt
or were
gut machen.
taken and not primed for war. They were just normal people that wanted to live normal lives, and then the war happened and everything changed.
You can't change your past, but you can choose how it molds you.
Most of the time in multiplayer, you're selecting the character, you're in the game, you're in the action, running around.
We have a couple that are just like absolutely crazy, don't we? I think Paulina's really sinister, actually, and you get more of it.
Paulina ist ja dieser echten russischen Sniper nachempfunden. Also diese viele der Charaktere gab es ja echt.
And these stories are just
die hat ja auch also sie war ja die beste Scharfschützin im russischen Militär im Zweiten Weltkrieg mit den meisten beschädigten Abschützen.
Wann kommt American Sniper?
Ja, genau.
We created so much lore around them and their backstory and who they were as people, and also we wanted them to feel like distinct pieces.
Ja, die russische Frau mit den langen Zöpfen.
Randomly assign an operator when you start the game, or you can now use that operator as much as you want.
And
then they have operator progression, which is a brand new thing where as you're leveling that operator, you're getting cosmetic rewards. They have charms that are based on their backstory, new cool animations that we use in the game for finishing moves and everything else that really you in that experience. We don't have factions in multiplayer. It's Team A versus Team B. It is a very deliberate decision, but it's one that we found was for the best of the game. It allows players to be able to customize their character and how they
das ist echt gut, das ist echt
Once
gut.
we made that call, it was really important to then really dig deep into find all those different characters.
Ja, besser als dass du aus dem Battle Pass und so bekommst. Also wahrscheinlich wird es da welche geben, aufleveln so. Okay. Dann musst du wenigstens die Charaktere spielen so, ne? Wie bei Black Ops 3 früher.
Ja.
So a lot of diversity in our characters, not just in their race, but in their appearance, their gender, and all of that is explored more in MP.
They're all fictional characters found in World War II, but they are based on real people and real groups that did fight in the war. Another thing with campaign is the character you're playing as. We don't want them to talk too much to sort of allow the player to live the fantasy. So in multiplayer, we get to actually make them talk, and you can hear them talk more.
Also sie sind alle ausgedacht, aber eben nachempfunden.
Ja, genau.
It's still a game, but there's so much history there. There's so much depth
Oh, warte, habe ich da gerade ein Zeichen gesehen?
Das war dieses
story that is
Kreuz da, ja.
Das ist aber auch so.
Oh, PC Experience.
Auf Realismus legen, weißt du?
Hey everyone, my name is Mac Alexander, the UI UX director at Binox, and today I'm here representing Binox, the lead PC developer for Call of Duty, and we are very excited to bring you Call of Duty Vanguard. Binox has put together a dedicated and passionate team to push the quality of the PC version.
Ah, nee, warte, PC ist ja auch CDL.
Ja.
We want the game to be tailored for our PC community by supporting both the latest hardware technology and also optimizing for the best performance. With Call of Duty Vanguard, you will get the greatest features and improvements that we have built over the years, such as the uncapped frame rate, the ultra-wide and the multi-monitor support, and also a lot of settings to fully customize your experience throughout the game. And about customization, we wanted our game to be even more accessible. We added options to reduce motion sickness, improve text readability, and we even added adaptive ease-of-use settings to fit your gameplay style. We've also done a ton of work to improve input latency. By using a high-speed camera, combined with an Arduino board and an NVIDIA LDAT, it's a device that measures input to photon latency. We're able to identify
die Map meine ich, die sieht auch echt nice aus.
in terms of milliseconds.
Sieht echt schön aus.
Also rework or auto-detect features. As you may know, you optimize all the graphic settings based on your hardware. But this time, you get to choose if you prefer to have the awesome visual experience or aim for the highest frame rates. Lastly, while waiting for your friends to jump into your party or during a round transition, we added a setting that reduces the brightness of your other monitors to allow multitasking without missing any of the action. We have so much more to talk about in the upcoming months, and we can't wait for you to experience Call of Duty Vanguard on Battle.net. Now, I'll pass it to Raven to give you the latest intel on what's coming to Warzone this year.
I'm Amos Hodge, Associate Creative Director at Raven Software. With the launch of Vanguard, we want to ensure that the feel and character of the game extends beyond the multiplayer experience and into Call of Duty Warzone. I'm pleased to announce that there's a brand new Warzone map coming this year, shortly after the launch of Vanguard, and we are going to the Pacific, featuring an entirely new play space, complete with all new points of interest. Players will get to traverse the lush landscapes of the island and make their way through a variety of extremely cool locations while battling it out alongside friends and foes.
Das sieht zu wild
Our
aus.
goal was to create a fresh, new experience for Call of Duty players.
Das sieht so nice aus.
By breaking out of the war-torn world of Verdansk to create an atmosphere that is vibrant, alive, and it really opens the doors to how we can craft the narratives and events. As far as visuals and technology,
hoffentlich bist du kein Bot, weil das glaube ich wohl.
Ich
glaube, du bist ein Bot.
This allows for seamless weapon integration.
Achso, Sepp, ne? Drück nicht auf die Namen dieser Bots. Warte. Diese Bots, die so vollhauen, weil wenn du da drauf drückst, läuft da so ein IP-Grabber auf deren Twitch-Seiten, die dann eine IP grabben.
Okay.
Ja.
We'll be launching with a multifaceted new anti-cheat system.
Also Problem meine Firewall ist, glaube ich, ziemlich gut.
Oh, Anti-Cheat, nice. So ein richtiges Anti-Cheat endlich.
Our teams have worked hard on this and much more.
Die Map sieht so nice aus.
Continue to do so. We know how much it means to everyone.
Ja, der Bannhammer, ne?
We'll be continuing to offer a massive calendar of free post-launch content featuring new modes, playlists, limited time events, and seasonal events, as well as community celebrations and much more. We look forward to playing with all of you later this year when the Pacific officially
Aber die Map ist
online.
einfach wild, ey. Das sind so PUBG-Vibes, ne?
Ich bin jetzt nicht der Fan von PUBG,
We sincerely appreciate you watching.
Ja,
There's
genau,
so much
Sam,
more
ja.
for our fans to experience from the beta through launch. The
Stimmt.
beta will be running over the next 2 weekends, and you can preload on PlayStation starting today. For your first look at live gameplay from Call of Duty Vanguard Core
jetzt kommt
Multiplayer,
Live-Gameplay.
tune in now to one of your favorite creators from the entire development
Achso, lass
team
mal einen Creator
around the
gleich
world.
raussuchen, wenn wir zuschauen
Thank you
wollen.
so much for joining us today. We can't wait to see you in the game.
Ja, wer wird denn spielen?
Ja, mal gucken.
Na, warte, ich guck mir mal die ganz... Ich wollte. Aber zeigen die jetzt wen? Oder?
Mal gucken. Warte.
Ich habe gerade hier Dingsens mal geguckt. So. Auf YouTube sehe ich gerade nicht viel.
So, starting now. Twitch or YouTube? Your streamers a globe. Around the globe playing.